Hello and welcome to Ian's Bricks. I'm Ian and today I've got this fabulous set to unbox and build. It's the Lego Ideas set, the Pirates of Barracuda Bay. It's set number 21322 and there are 2,545 pieces. I got this for my birthday from my very good friends John and Gearish, so thank you again very much for buying this for me. I've been dying to build this ever since I got it, but I've just not had the time. I had other sets to build as well. So anyway, really looking forward to getting into this. If you don't know this set, you can actually build this pirate island that you can see here, but then what you can do is you can dismantle the pieces and actually build a pirate ship as well, which you can see on the back of the box. So here we have the back of the box, what this looks like, and as you can see here, what it shows you is that you can take off the ship pieces of the island and actually make that into a fully fledged sailing ship, and obviously there's pieces left over for the rest of the island. I think this looks fabulous. I'll show you some of the small pictures that they also have on the back of the box. There's the captain of the ship sat in his quarters. Some of the workmen in their sleeping area there. You've got some cannons, small ship and a shark as well, and there's another picture as well. So let's get this open. Then we've got some tabs at the side. So I was going to get my knife and get into the box. I've got my trusty knife. Watch my fingers. Right. Now there's a lot of Lego in this, so see how much Lego there actually is. Wow, quite a lot. Right, we have a spare box as well, as you can see, so I'll just show you inside the box. That's nice and clear, nice and empty. But let's get this open as well. Let's move everything to the side. Right, knife it again. Goodness me. Oh wow. So, there we have another empty box. Fabulous. Okay, what do we have? We have the sails here. So that's quite nice that they come in a sealed compartment there, and we have a really nice really thick instruction booklet as well. Fantastic. So I'm going to sort all this out and show you in a bit better order and see how many bags we have. So here we have all the pieces laid out. As you can see, there's a lot of Lego in this set. The bags are numbered from 1 to 15. What's quite interesting is that bags 1 to 14 make up the main set, and then you've got a very small number of pieces in bag 15 which you use when you actually sort of take everything to bits and rebuild the ship. You also have 3 rather large unnumbered bags as well, which basically contain some of the sea pieces, the ship pieces, the masts and the bows of the boat. More masts there. So there's three separate bags as well, which aren't numbered as well. Let's have a closer look at the instruction booklet. So here's the instruction book, and as you can see, it's really thick. See how many pages we have in there? 460 pages altogether. So that's really is a massive book. What's quite interesting, it sort of shows you a little bit about the set and explains about the designers, which is always quite nice to have a read of that. There's a few pages on that, and then the set goes into the build and shows you which bags are for which sections, up to 14, and then it says here that you can then change the set, use bag 15 and create the pirate ship. And what's interesting, I think, is as you go through the book, I did see it earlier, if I can find the piece. There we go. Okay, so the instructions here, there you go, there's the completed model, and it explains how to make this into this, which bits you have to take off, lots of arrows. I'm hoping I can understand this when I finally get to doing this. Arrows here, there and everywhere, bits you take off. So you sort of have to dismantle the island slightly to be able to get everything and then obviously there's sails as well. So it's quite detailed, and then we have bag 15 here, which goes on to make the rest of the ship. So it's quite detailed. We have a load of pieces at the back. Obviously we have the different sail pieces, which are quite large, which really good that they come in this piece of card here to stop them from getting ripped or crinkled. And we have loads of pieces. Oops, thought that might happen. There we go, and obviously we've got the ship pieces over this side as well, and even more. So 5 pages of instructions and pieces. So this, as you can see, is a sort of a rehash really of this old set here, 6285, which is one of the first pirate ships that they ever did. I never did own that, so I'm sort of really pleased to be able to get something like this, which is a bit of a throwback to some old Lego sets. And there we have the back of the book. So that's pretty much everything. I'm going to get this built, and I'll show you what the finished model looks like. So here we have the completed model, and I think you can agree this is a pretty awesome set. I really enjoyed building this. It was great fun. You sort of build it in 2 parts. So if I can just briefly show you while we've sort of got the whole picture of the set here. You build the set in 2 parts. So there's the right hand side, which you build first, and then you build the left hand side. They just sort of fit together loosely. There's a piece that sticks out here and a piece on the side of the boat, and they literally just go together. And what's nice is once together, things like the walkway here sort of all fit in pretty well. If I show you what the back of it looks like as well from an overall perspective, let's have to turn the thing round. I think the easiest thing for me to do is just to sort of try and turn the whole thing round like this. Wish me luck. There we go. Oops, it's come to bits a little, but that's fine. Let's just pop this back together again. That goes in there, he says. There we are. There we go. So that's what it looks like from the back. Let's move that across a little bit. Really impressive how it all goes together. Thoroughly enjoyed it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look at the at this side first of all, which is the first bag that you build in a little bit more detail and go around the whole set. So if we start off at the base of the first half of the set, and you can see how it's sort of been built up. You have some blue plates at the bottom, and then these wonderful curved pieces here, which are to make up sand. What I do quite like was this little build that they did here. I think this is really cute. It's just sort of placed on an angle, so it looks as though it's been built years ago and has sunk into the sand at some stage. You have a few bits like rocks and crabs and things around the outside, some foliage as well. You have some rather nice palm tree builds as well. They look really good. And also towards the base here you can sort of see how the ship actually incorporates into the build as well. We have a skeleton. He's obviously been locked in there and passed away a long time ago, so he's still in jail. Nobody's bothered to take him out. And if I just sort of zoom into the galley or the sleeping area here, you can see a couple of beds. There's a bucket, which I'm assuming is for bodily functions, and we have a small desk here with a candle and a writing scribe. That's all very clever, and just how the shape of the inside of the boat looks is really good as well. Go around the other side, you can see how the centre part of the ship looks. We have a few things on the top of the build here. There again is the front of the jail piece there. They've got some foliage on the top of that as well. And we have I've just placed these minifigures in random positions here, but you can sort of see we have a gun. And this whole section here, there's lots of bits which you sort of build foliage around it to make it look as though it's been there for quite a while. I love the way how they do the decking areas. We have sort of rocks underneath, but it looks fantastic. We have a small door onto the side of the boat there. That's another lady with some guns, don't mess with her. And there's a printed piece here, which is that Jose's Inn. So there's a sign there sort of signifying that that's actually a bar or where they go to drink. So lots of detail here. On the ship itself, if I just sort of scroll up here, you can see that there's sort of half a mast here with some foliage sticking out, and you use some of the sail pieces here, which you just sort of wrap up. I put the small cabin boy, I've called him Roger the cabin boy. I've put him on this deck here, and we also have another sail at the top with the Jolly Roger right at the top. What I also need to show you as well with the ship pieces, this just comes off relatively straightforward. So I just sort of pull this back, and you can see there's just a couple of Technic pins there which fit into those holes at the base, and that whole section comes off there like that. And there is some more inside here, so I'm just going to take this off and take that off, and this should just lift up fairly straightforward, he says. There we go. And if you can see inside, there's a small eating area, so there's another desk in the corner. We have a table with some cups and mugs on, and I just go around the other side as well, is where there's the wine bottles, or the rum bottles. So that's that signifies where they go and drink. I think you can pretty much see most of that, and obviously the rest of that area, sort of underneath this bit here, underneath that arch, leads to the bed areas which I showed you earlier. So that looks pretty good for the first. That was the first half of the build. Let's have a look at the second half of the island. This is the second half of the island, second half of the build, and again, start from the bottom. So if we start at the front, I've placed a few of the figures at the front, doesn't really matter where they go. Again, we have a nice dock area here, a small dock at the side. We have a little piggy eating some bits in there, which is quite cute. And again, we've got the base plate, which signifies the sea, and the island, the sand on the island there. Just knock that out of his hand. That's a little map. If I go round. Again, we have another palm tree here. They're nice builds, they are, and we have a couple of pieces of driftwood at the bottom. Nothing much going on there, but obviously what you do have is the end of the ship piece here. Very clever how this sort of fits in. You sort of build up the base of this piece here, which sort of makes it rest on that angle. And if I can sort of show you within here and over at the back, there is a small ball joint. Just sort of show you that there, and that's how you sort of get the angle of the whole ship. I'll take this off in a bit so we can see inside of it. I'll just go around. One thing that is fantastic on this is there is an anchor which is hidden by the palm tree, and that is attached to this wheel here. If I just pull the anchor, you can see the whole thing moves, and you can winch the anchor in and out, which is a really nice feature that they've done there. Let me just zoom out a little bit again. There we go. Turn the ship piece round. We have the lady on the front of the ship, no face on that one, but a nice hairpiece, and a small sail that's wrapped up again there. This was interesting here, these bendable pieces that they use and fit in, it sort of gives a really good effect on that. And then if I just show you the under piece here, again we have a small skeleton. He's obviously got a hat on, he's one of the defeated people that the pirates maybe defeated when they first moved onto the island. And we have some boxes, I think there's things in here, can't remember. Oh yeah, we have some cherries in there, look, there we are. So there's lots of things like that, little features like that, which are sort of hidden away, which are quite nice. Container with a banana in. And then we just sort of go around to the rest of the dock area. Again, we've got some more food, some bread and a pineapple. And under here there's a treasure chest. Inside the treasure chest we have some gold pieces of 8 in there, which is a nice little touch. And I say once that's closed up, that just goes into that little hidey area here at the side, which is very difficult to get out of again, but it does come out eventually. I can't even get it back in now. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is have a better look at the upper ship here. So what is quite nice is just the way that this angled piece here on the side of the boat works. If you can sort of see from the front, both of those sides are angled. Very clever how that all goes together. We obviously have some steps which sort of lead from nowhere, but obviously once the set is together, those steps sort of make sense. They sort of attach to the middle piece, and it looks really good. At the back of the ship, Again, we have some foliage to make it look overgrown. We have some coming out the windows, and at the side is a boarded up window. We have the steering wheel, which is just hanging loose. Some more foliage here. We have the pirate, the Jolly Roger at the top, another Jolly Roger that's printed again, all printed pieces in this set. And I really like how these sort of old-fashioned windows make it look like a proper sort of wooden style ship. And if I go from the top angle here, again we can take this whole section off, which is really useful. And inside, this is where the captain's office is, or whatever you call captain's mess. We have a map on the table, some candles, quite a nice chair for him. We even have a pull down bed, so if he wants to catch 40 winks he can do. There's a bust in the corner as well, and obviously another treasure chest as well, which I think has just got some more things. I think there's a cup in there. Let's have a quick look. I can't remember. Oh, that's right, there's a cup and some jewels, like a trophy. So that's really good how that fits in there. It fits in perfectly, and it's really nice how that goes together. And what I'm going to do on this piece here is I'm actually going to take this end piece off so I can show you inside. Here we have the front of the ship piece, and inside here it's just basically, I think that's supposed to be a toilet. There's kind of a bench with a hole in it, gross, and another bucket at the side, and there's not really a lot else in there apart from the pole which holds up the mast. And if we go to the top of the mast, we have a parrot, some more foliage, some more of the pieces which eventually will hold the sail, and a smaller Jolly Roger on top. There's the model back together again, and just to sort of show you what extra pieces you get a bag 15, which has got some smaller pieces in there. That's sort of the extra bag to build the ship, and we also get quite a few more sails as well. So this is the few sails. I think there's 1, 2, 3 sails that are still in the packet, nice and straight. So I'm going to rebuild this into the pirate ship. Wish me luck. So here we have the completed pirate ship then. I think you can agree this looks pretty impressive. It's a really big structure, obviously, and you can just sort of see it's quite heavy as well. If I sort of lift that up there, just sort of show you how it kind of looks. It looks amazing. It stays together pretty well. Just a couple of joints holding the 3 pieces together, and once obviously the sails are in place, it really does look pretty fantastic. So I think all in all, what I'm going to probably do is I'll leave the pirate ship built like that. The islands I'll probably store away somewhere in my cabinet, or maybe somewhere else. I might dismantle them slightly, and just leave the pirate ship on display, just because it's slightly more compact. I'd like to say, maybe it isn't. I don't know. I might have to take the top flag off, just because it's so tall and it probably is not going to fit into my cabinet. So I'll have to figure all that out soon. What I will show you though is you get quite a lot of spare pieces with this, and I haven't shown you the minifigures either. So let's see the minifigures first. So all of these minifigures do actually have names. The captain is Captain Redbeard. He's on the left-hand side, and as you can see from the instruction booklet here, all the rest of the characters are named as well. We have this lady. She's Lady Anchor. This character is Starboard. This is Tatuga, which is obviously the tattoos on the chest. We have Robin Loot. There's a nice pun there. We have Quartermaster Riggins. This isn't Roger the Cabin Boy, as I said earlier. This is Dark Shark Doubloons. He's either a child or very short. I think he's supposed to be probably a child or teenager. And this character here is just called Port. There are no back faces, I don't think, but most of the characters, if I just turn all these over, have some rather nice back printing as well. Oh, he's got a ship on the back, that's pretty impressive. And this character here, she has quite a nice hat with a hair piece combo as well. Don't see that too often. Again, back printing. Yeah, so they've all got back printing, which is pretty impressive. Very good. So they're all the minifigures. Let's have a look at all the spare pieces that you get with the set. So these are all the pieces that are left over once you dismantle the Pirates of Barracuda Bay island. And this is sort of the rest of the island that's left. There's still quite a lot left. You can obviously see the actual pirate ship in the background, but there's quite a lot of pieces left there. These are all the other pieces that are left over from the original island build. We have quite a few of these sort of pieces which go onto the ship as sort of foliage to make it look sort of older and sort of overgrown. See, there's quite a few pieces there as well. Some of the pieces I probably will put in the ship. So we've got some food items, and these are supposed to represent cannons. So I might stick those actually on the ship. And this is the sort of the front of one of the ship that kind of holds this piece here, which is the front piece. Just knock that over. This front piece here, this is sort of what puts it on an angle. So that's why that is spare. And you get this whole jail piece as well, which I can show you a little bit more detail now. I think this does open up, and as you can see, we have a skeleton in there. He looks quite happy, saying he's dead, but never mind. So that's quite a nice little extra bit. And this walkway piece as well, which was attached to the main build. Let me show you all the other spare parts that you get to this set, which are actually extras. And these are all the spare parts from the set as well. As you can see, there's quite a variety of different pieces, obviously generally smaller pieces, a couple of printed tiles as well, which are always nice to get. What was interesting, I do get an extra oar in this, which is quite a large piece for a spare piece. I did count, I definitely have 5 in the set. The instructions in the itinerary at the back of the instructions say there should be 5, and this is my 6th one, so that's fine. We get an extra banana as well, a cup, and we also get extra ones of the sort of the rope pieces as well. I suppose that's just in case they break. So a long one and a short one. Yeah, and lots of weapons as well. So really a good sort of selection of extra pieces. So altogether then, I think this is probably one of my favourite sets ever. Certainly I would have to say my favourite idea set that I've bought and owned. I know there are other sets out there that I never owned or haven't got at the moment, but just so much to this. I love pirate theme anyway, it's great fun, and I just love the way that you can build the island and then take it all apart and build this magnificent boat, which is a really big size as well. It really is fantastic, the whole thing. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this review. Sorry it's a little bit long, but there was a lot to cover. Please like and comment if you haven't already. Thank you to everybody that subscribed to the channel. If you haven't, I'd much appreciate if you did. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and take care.